News reporter Cassie Nelson here. Winter Formal is fast approaching, December 19th. I'm going to pass this over to Miss Dukes, who has more information about the formal. Mark your calendars, get a date and the perfect outfit. Prepare to boogie. Let's check in with Miss Dukes and get the inside scoop on this event.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Dukes, and I'm here to talk about the Winter Formal that is December 19th. It's from 9 to 11 p.m. for grades 7 through 12. It's a formal attire dress, which means no jeans and no tennis shoes are allowed. Young ladies usually wear dresses, and the boys usually wear a shirt and tie. The cost is $5 a single and $8 a couple. It is an FCCLA fundraiser.
Well, hope to see you at the Winter Formal. Let's get the inside scoop on the semester tests, which are coming up all too soon. Bailey, to you.
Thanks, Cassidy. That's right. Semester test. Before I turn this over to Mr. Still, let's see what some people think about semester tests.
Extremely painful.
I think they're good for kids because it also, especially seniors, because it gets them ready for college. When you take finals in college, it's the same thing. So yeah, we definitely need them.
They make me nauseous.
Dreadful.
Very stressful.
The worst.
I agree with him.
Semester tests, in my opinion, are the best things that are like on the planet. They're my favorite.
Exciting! We're almost done.
Terrible, awful, excruciatingly painful.
I hate semester tests.
Hi. So I'm actually not too stressed about semester tests. My one teacher kind of like made my semester test be a paper, so that's already done. And the rest of them shouldn't be too hard.
Oh, semester test. Not looking forward to it.
Now on to high school principal Mr. Still to get his take.
At Lennox CSD, we have semester tests at the end of each semester. They account for 15% of your grade, so 85% of your grade comes throughout the rest of the semester. This year, our semester tests are on December 21st and 22nd, so we end our semester before Christmas break. So students, when they come back, will be fresh and ready to go for second semester. And that's all the information I have about semester tests.
Lennox High School students, get ready for semester tests. That means study. Now on to Sam Truss with the speech update.
Thanks, Bailey. I know we are all dreading that day. Okay, so once again, I am back with Miss Mo. So, Miss Mo, can you please tell me about speech and have rehearsals begun?
Yes, rehearsals have begun, especially my group improv teams. They've been in very regularly, and some ensembles. Got about 30 kids out for speech this year in various categories, the ones I've mentioned, and we've got people doing short film and individual events. So yes, we're off to a good start.
So can you tell me how many events and what kind of events can students enter?
Okay, we have two different contest series. One is individual events, one is large group events. Large group events come first. Students can be in 2 individual events and 2 large group events. There's lots and lots of different events, acting and public speaking, lots of good stuff.
Well, I know with you as their teacher, they're going to do a great job.
Well, thank you, Sam. It's very nice.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Speech season, it's my favorite time of the year, so I'm super happy.
Well, good luck and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with 2 of Miss Mo's speech students.
Hello, my name is Ethan Coleman.
My name's Hannah Brown, and I'm a sophomore.
So am I, and we'll be talking to you about speech this year. We are in a group, and we decided to do 2 events. One is group improv and ensemble acting. Would you like to tell them about those?
Group improv is you draw situations, you get 2 minutes to think of something with your group, and then you improvise like we are doing right now.
Yes.
And then ensemble acting is we picked a script, and there are 2 other people in our group, Brett Myers and Caitlin Belding. And our skit is about 2 couples who get stuck at the top of a roller coaster.
Welcome to Tiger Beat Sports Edition. I'm Tyra Stokes. The Bedford Lennox wrestling team took first place at the Nottoway Valley Coach Riley Individual. Let's go to Austin for an interview with Derek Van Tiger.
Thanks, Tyra.
I'm here with Bedford Lennox wrestler Derek Van Tiger. What were you seeded in last weekend's tournament?
I was seeded second.
Who did you wrestle?
First match, I had a kid from Nottoway Valley. I ended up pinning him pretty quick in the first period. In my second match, I had a kid from Guthrie Center. And then in the finals, I knew it'd be tough. He was seeded first, and I ended up beating him 6-5.
That's great. What's your competition look like for the Bedford Lennox tournament this weekend?
Right now, I think I can go in there and win it. But I'm sure I'll have some decent competition.
You have come a long ways from last year's injury. Best of luck with the rest of the season.
Jordan Montiel, 106.
I'm Dylan Haddon, and I wrestle 113. Gordon Friedman, 120.
Colby Legg, 126.
Troy Brown, I wrestle 132.
David Cortez, 138.
Chris Kingery, I wrestle 145.
I'm Derek Tiger, I wrestle 152.
Brandon Christensen, 160.
Hunter Russell, 170.
Zach Markson,
I got 70.
Cody Sleep, 182.
I'm Riley Rydell, I wrestle 195.
I'm Kyle Christensen, I wrestle 220.
Cole Thompson, 185.
The first player of the week is Rex Hoffman. Congratulations on your hard work. Sam, who is next week's nominations?
Tyra, the nominations are Emily Powell Bowling, Logan Lawson Bowling, Derek Van Tiger, Bedford Lennox Wrestling, Hunter Russell, Bedford Lennox Wrestling, Haley Wallace, Girls Basketball.
Thanks, Sam. Let's get an update on the junior high girls and boys basketball seasons.
We did a lot of good things offensively and defensively. I think probably what we need to work on most would be rebounding, crashing the boards, and cleaning up our passing. Other than that, we did a great job.
We jumped out to an 11-0 lead in the first quarter. Early in the game, we were able to get a lot of offensive rebounds, but we struggled converting those boards into points. We were able to play all 13 guys in the 8th grade game, getting everyone a lot of playing time, and a win makes for a good night of basketball.
For Tiger Beat Sports Edition, this is Tyra Stokes.
Hi, I'm here with Jim Christensen and Gary Christensen, two longtime referees in the sport of wrestling. Tell us a little about yourself, Jim.
First, he's my elder.
We'll go younger first.
Okay. I'm Jim Christensen. I graduated from here in 1970. First few years we had wrestling here, I graduated and went to Northwest Missouri State, wrestled for a couple of years down at Northwest Missouri State. Got married and landed a job with the Department of Ag and been up by Greenfield since then. And officiating wrestling, baseball, softball, and football.
So, are you still working?
I retired May 1st, April 30th,
Very good.
this spring,
Very
2015.
good. And you're married to?
Catherine.
And have how many
Miller.
kids?
7.
A lot. A lot of kids. And how many of them were wrestlers?
With the boys? None of the girls. Grandpa's kind of hard about that. All 4 boys wrestle.
Okay, very good. Gary, tell us about yourself.
Gary Christensen, I'm from Winterset. I graduated from Lennox in 1968 and went to Drake University and wrestled for Drake. And after graduation from Drake, I went to Winterset and have been there ever since. Retired after 39 years of teaching and coaching at Winterset and being in administration as a teacher, administrator. And from there, then I started officiating. Well, first when I got out of school, or went back to Winterset, they had us get our license there, so we started officiating there. So I've been officiating for 40-some years. Married to Suzanne Grimm of Lennox. Have 4 children. 3 girls and a boy. My son was a 3-time state champion, went to the University of Iowa. Corey. He's at Waterloo East teaching and coaching at Don Bosco. And spare time, since I retired, I open the weight room for the kids in the mornings at 5 a.m. Still sub once in a while. Have a paint crew that I've had for 40 years up there and play fast pitch softball.
All right. Well, you guys had a long day officiating. We appreciate your help. Oh, walk in the park. Okay.
And I kind of disagree with brother here. He said, how many years of officiating?
42.
42, my eye.
Back when we first started.
He coached all those years. He did not officiate.
When we first started, Dave Hardy made a rule that you had to have your license as a coach to officiate. And I did a sectionals at Guthrie Center.
1 year out of 47.
So you're just a spring chicken now.
Yeah.
Officiating things. So he's the old man, you're the spring chicken.
And the other thing on this, we are 2 of 12 from Wayne and Rose Christensen of Lenox, Iowa. So we have
all the brothers,
7 more brothers and 3 sisters from this area. Graduated from here.
We appreciate everything you do for the schools and for the sport of wrestling.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for taking time with us.
Hi, Tiger Beat reporter Sky Bartlett here. Today for the Consecutive Teaching Years program, I will be interviewing Mrs. Nelson. She is the TAG and Title I math teacher. Mrs. Nelson, can you tell us about your education career beginning in 1955?
Sky, in 1955, I attended the Clearfield School, and I stayed in Clearfield all the years K through 12. At the end of that time, I decided to go to Southwestern for college. I had known for a long time I wanted to be a teacher, so Southwestern was close to home. I was at Southwestern for 2 years, and then after being in Southwestern for 2 years, I went to Northwest for 2 years. At that time, I was very lucky because I knew I wanted to get a job close to home, and I got my first job in Diagonal. The year was 1973, and I was thrilled to get a job in Diagonal. I taught 4th grade at that time, and I taught 4th grade for 6 years. Now, my teaching career in Lenox, Janet Reed told me that there was going to be an opening in Lenox, and Diagonal was getting really small at that time, and so I decided I would just start looking, but I wanted something close to home. So if you can believe it, Mrs. Peterson, Mr. Coots, and Mrs. Nelson all came to Lenox 30 years ago. And we started here in 1986, and of course the 3 of us are still here.
Congratulations, Mrs. Nelson. You've been in education for 60 consecutive years.
And you know, I never really stopped to figure it out, but that's a lot of years, isn't it?
Eating glass will probably hurt. Throwing a sloth at your television will not help you change the channel. Solid water is commonly known as ice. If you had a kid named Marco, the worst place to lose him would probably be a swimming pool.
You cannot ride a bike without a bike.
Now I am on a quest to find a student of the week. This week, Lenox High School's Reading, Special Education, and High School Language teacher, Mrs. Reinhardt, is going to choose that student. Mrs. Reinhardt, in your opinion, who deserves to be Student of the Week?
In my opinion, Sarah Matson deserves to be Student of the Week because she always turns her homework in on time, she stays focused on the task at hand during class, and she's not afraid to come in outside of class time in order to receive the additional help she needs.
Congratulations to Sarah Matson. Thank you, Mrs. Reinhardt.
I'm Weather Girl Lauren.
And I'm Weather Girl McKenna.
Hey McKenna, I got a joke for you.
What?
How does a hurricane see?
I don't know, how?
With one eye.
Very funny. Now back to the weather.
Monday has a high of 43 and a low of 30.
Tuesday Tuesday has a high of 37 and a low of 27.
Wednesday has a high of 34 and a low of 25.
Thursday has a high of 37 and a low of 25.
Friday has a high of 36 and a low of 27.
But just to be safe, don't forget your stocking cap,
sunglasses,
snow boots,
scarves,
and whatever else you can think of. Weather Girls out!
So what's your favorite Rocky movie?
I have to go with Rocky 3.
Rocky 3?
Yeah.
Did you like the first one?
I mean, it has like a really good build up, but it's kind of boring.
Did you know he was almost broke when he made that movie?
Yeah. Like the ice skating rink, like I told you earlier.
Yeah.
Like he was so broke he couldn't pay for extra, so it was just there. Like there was nobody in the back.
What, your favorite one was 3?
Yeah, when he fights.
I like that one too.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
That's
and Apollo teaches him how to fight.
Yeah. That's when Mr. Who is it? Mr.
And I still think that's where Eye of the Tiger came in.
I think, now that I think about it, I think it's that one too.
See?
I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard he paid like, was it Survivor that sings Eye of the Tiger?
Yeah.
I heard he paid him to make that song.
Probably. It's probably their only number one. Actually, they sang a lot of songs in the 80s for movies.
That's the only one I know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What about Rocky 4?
Good, that one's good. Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 are the best Rocky movies out of all of them.
Easily. What's your other movies that you like that might shock me that Sylvester Stallone was in?
We talked about Over the Top.
Over the Top was a good one,
Yeah.
even though the whole plot line was stupid.
Arm wrestling.
I'm an arm wrestler and I'm a truck driver. And I lift with one arm when I'm a truck driver.
Like
remember that weight set he had in there?
Yeah.
And you sit there and lift.
Well, you figure like they just fist fight, not like arm wrestle, you know?
And you really think it's like when you put your hand over your thumb like that, it really gives you that much of an advantage?
Oh yeah, because wasn't it like some secret?
Yeah, because he'd sit there, remember, and then he'd go like in super slow-mo, and then he'd do this.
Oh yeah.
And then he'd like beat him. Yeah. What about the horrible effects in Rambo?
Yeah, there was pretty horrible. His crying was like...
Yeah, he's not a real good dramatic person. He was in Rocky though. Those seemed like real tears.
Oh, when what was it, Mickey died?
Yeah, and then something happened with Adrian. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, she died in like. Well, they didn't really show her dying. But
What? Don't ruin it for me. I haven't seen 6.
I guess.
So she dies in 6.
They don't show her dying, but like they show her tombstone that she died.
Are you sure it wasn't like her mom's tombstone? Maybe she was like a junior, like Adrian Jr.
Maybe.
Yeah. Library Lounge on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Library Lounge.
Before we get to the lunches, let's see what some people want the cooks to fix for lunch. Antes de llegar a los almuerzos, vamos a ver a qué las personas quieren los cocineros que hagan.
Peanut butter.
Pork steak.
More Chinese food. BLTs.
I want lasagna.
Pizza rolls.
Lasagna. Waffles.
Now the lunch menu. Ahora el menú del almuerzo. 14th, walking tacos. 14, walking tacos. 15th, hot pork sandwiches. 15, sándwiches de cerdo caliente. 16th, chili. 16, chile. 17th, popcorn chicken. 17, pollo de palomitas de maíz. 18th, hamburger bun. 18, hamburguesa. Bailey, why can you tell eggs jokes? I don't know. Why? Because they crack up.
Hogeson, and I'm Tiger Beat videographer, and I'm on the advertising crew.
Chelsea Hogeson is the daughter of Jamie Brown and Curtis Hogeson. Her siblings are Sadie, Colton, and Mariah. She loves to play volleyball, softball, and soccer. Chelsea is also active in 4-H. Furthermore, she likes to hang out with friends and family. This girl does a lot of chores. She takes care of cats, chickens, rabbits, dogs, and cattle. We appreciate all your hard work, Chelsea. Attention, winter formal attendees. Take lots of pictures. Hashtag it to LHS Tiger Beat on Instagram. We want to see your pretty faces. It's time to thank our Tiger Black Sports Boosters. Your support is greatly appreciated. Go Tigers!